Yellow. This is basically the load stream of my screen here. Okay, what am I doing here? So I'm basically going to show you the concept of Devlcon. So we're going to go right into here and check it out. Hopefully it's all well, all scaled. So I'm going to go to the other website here. It's domain registration here. Let me check to see if my, yeah, it looks like fine. Okay, I'll just put it on small observatory. I wish this was square, but it's not. Okay, so here's the outlay of the website, an old general concept for old MP3 ignamic and documents recording, maybe for a case study in the future, mostly for that, and just record the data because it's something I needed to do. So as you can see, there have a bunch of tabs open, but this is the website here. It's Devlcon.dev. So it's HTTPS, obviously, in front. Devlcon. That's how it's spelled. That's how it's used. The dynamic. Let's see if I can show it here. Yeah, Devlcon.fil. This is dev for file like what's it called? A file like a file. Oh, I'm sorry. It's run by Google Chrome. So basically. This is, I'm just trying to open up a file here, if I can, through HTTPS note reader. We'll use the inscripted one. So I can't find it. So let's see if I can just drag it here. Maybe I can just drag it. Let's see. Devlcon here. Oh, no, won't even do it. So didn't even work. So, I mean, I can show you the code. It's all uploaded online, basically. So technically, let me open the file here. Wouldn't cause too much problem here. Open with text edit. I mean, I suppose that would. Basically, it's an old precursor program that works with the outline network. No one will go into specifics, but what I'm going to consider you reading math. So equivalency, it's like 8 out of 9. Like algebraic, so I mean, basically it's like a school computer, a central computer that runs the IDO or IO network for the independent loop for the program, like for instance it is. So this is all FM equipment basically that's running through all hotfix. So it's kind of like a European signal, right? So looking at this program here, I don't believe it's developed anymore. Looking at it, so. There is that, but it just shows you the hotfix keys and the structures of the JavaScript, basically, and then the equatable, selecting processes between them. Just basic Excel processing, right? For any what would be considered microcomputer, right? So it takes that information and then it develops the script. So basically, the point of this program is to develop a script, and it shows you a precursor, how to get the data, stuff like that. It's old script when they, allowed it, Windows allowed it, and things like that. So now you can see, I mean, the page runs on, but I mean, there's also characters in there. I think there's characters in there about music. So it's mostly for music, right? It's a radio broadcast tool, like in the midst of like radio to Bluetooth kind of thing like that. So as you can see, I mean, there's plenty of examples there of how it's programmed incorrectly, right? I mean, from what you can see, it showed Wi-Fi signals here, fixing signals, and then different things, different code files, coded, indexed, and you can get information Skrills or Evic files right there. So it is interesting, right? But the point of it is this was a hot fix, a communication method, basically. So basically the script was pre-tar, like that means it was turned down, it was no longer used. but the script kept running. So this running script basically has, a bunch of deviations. For example, these, I didn't even look at these and think about them before, but the deviation there are hotfixed on a flash file, right? So you flash the file, and this is back when SD was very, very basic. So flash the file with the 3 Fs, so basically it turns it white. It's a construct of electronics, right? So you turn it white, and then the function turns into deviations. All these amplitude files right here, not the A so much. It's a script, right? Like any other script like DNA, right? Say it different ways. But the script, I mean, in one particular way, you say it one way, but this script it might be malicious. You might consider a hotfix, where somebody alleviates that, which means JavaScript to JavaScript, kind of like that project. These are alleviation. You don't know programming. I mean, you just have to think about, the potential there. Or you have this hotfix hot script right here. Is it what it says it is? I mean, it doesn't mean always what it says it is, right? But basically, the hotfix works like a hot flash file, or there's names that we don't use in computing a lot of the time. So, there's that. So the potential, you'll have a lot of computing or central computing systems here, which are definitely in a way. So they have a whole different process and development ability, right? So the same is for the potential for these websites, right? So like, the annexation of like an old signal might have like a miter congruent. So that means it basically runs from one sat signal to another sat signal. It might be replaced by YYY, but the Apple script will read this and they'll say, oh, it's a completely different code. Same for Microsoft. And it's as good. It goes to TCC. I mean, does it look like an old signal? It looks like old signal to me. So there's that, or the abbreviation doesn't go into depth; it just goes into a deabbreviated mindset with JavaScript. So it goes into a hotfix signal, which is like an antenna RAID, and then it goes into something. But you can read it here, so it shows it's not computable. So it's like working through a radio, and then it's also working through waves, which is all hypothetical. Saying. So all these are hypothetical, situations, and then we have this OER math kind of concept and these process and developments. They're working, they're not working, but they're deviations of concept and derivatives. There's a concept derivative file, and these are very foddy. So I mean, basically, these files aren't so deviated off to maximum, right? Statistically, a little bit, right? So the potential there is like that, but the potential there is like more like Eulian math kind of concept. So there's that, or the principle of SPKR, like kind of looking at R through math, but like before the concept became part of something, right? So deviation is kind of set that way. Flash files, things like that. So, I mean, that's the gist of these concept. And M right here would probably mean language, most likely M for language, and then, kind of the contents of communication. As you can see, the file might be corrupted, and that's why it doesn't even open. So close it. And that's it. So basically, this is running off the concept to dig up the file, but to kind of develop the sense and maybe look into it. So basically, we have the Devlcon bought by GoDaddy right here. Is it a process in development? It is not really. It is not. You know what I'm saying? It is, a old thing, but it's so old it's real, right? So same for your construct or editing files. The same network runs for things like temperature gauges, things like that, or for like thermometers. They're all radio waves, right? So it works with radio waves. That's a good way of approximating why radio waves. Radio waves are the easiest thing to keep safe, right? Because they're the easiest thing to cause problems. So basically, you have this potential of radio waves here. So basically, one passes through a radio wave passes through another. Maybe consider Devlcon, right? So we have this potential here of Devlcon. So we have the Devlcon thing right here. You can send a message to myself here. Hello. Try to like hello world. And then let's put it quotations here. We'll go hello world. And then I'll write my name, Austin. And then I'll write from was it this one? 3c0f at 3c0f .org. That one. Hello world, and then I'll get it later. Maybe it'll probably get it on the web portal, and they'll probably filter it, probably, most likely. So there's that. Then let's look a little bit deeper here. We have an install manifesto over here. So I can install Devlcon on my computer now. I was like, wow, that sounds so interesting. Why can I install a script? Well, because it's for programming, right? The script .dev, and I can show you right now, .dev. Script, here we go. We have, oh, I'm sorry. I got my own website again. .dev, what is that? Who knows? What is it? It's a .domain and a top-level domain TLD, especially intended for developers or technology professionals like me. Essentially signifying a website related to software development where dev, D-E-V, is short for development. It's considered a secure domain as it requires HTTPS encryption for all websites using it, managed by Google Registry. So how interesting is that? It's like the long-lost friend of the Google domains domain network that happened a long time ago. And like, why did you get it, Austin? I was like, it just makes sense. So basically, we can look at, the old files and like, oh, what is this? What is that? You know what I'm saying? So like, off the format, I mean, the file is still uncorruptible. It's still attached to the computer. It is still attached to the file and computer, even with multiple attempts to destroy it, still attached. So basically it's like tracked and locked in. Like this album Hope was like tracked in, but eventually I was able to delete it all, send it all into a company for the government to recycle parts, basically. So it took this instrument, this MP3 player device from 2011, and then they have it. That was, way back in the day. I mean, that was like months ago, July or something like June. So there's that, right? So the potential is, the orchestration of like, looking through the files, looking through the encryption, HTTPS will stand there and it will not develop, a precursor signal, so to speak, right? But going to the WIS network, you're saying a whole different thing, right? So we got the whole satellite here. I thought it was a good picture, so I chose it just to have a email service. I mean, if I had to have this contact method, which hypothetical, it's a hypothetical conversation, right? So Devlcon.dev, right? The only ones right there. So there we have it. Drop the line for that. But basically we have that. So I can basically install this. So I could, select it, and I can select the domain, and then I can install it. What happens if I install it? And I can install it on a phone too, but let's try it out. Right here. We have Devlcon, the app right here. It's now an app on my phone. And then it's interesting. So it's like kind of like you can recover the file and stuff whenever you want to, right? So now it's an app, obviously, and now let's see, manage. Do I want full extension to this app? Is now I own it, and now it has like access over me. I don't know, but it is it's an interesting concept here. So now this app is installed on my computer. It's a rootkit for whatever it is and whatever reason purpose. So if I go back to it, I think I can go back to it. Oh, it's right here, Devlcon. So this is the Devlcon app basically I made today. So I hope you enjoy it. You can install it on yours. I think let me try it on my iPhone here. I mean, if it's that important, like you got to have it, you got to be here, right? So I'm on Devlcon here. Let's see if I can install this. I don't think I can install it yet for some reason, but let me try. There's probably a way I can install this. Maybe it has to be through Chrome. I'm not sure. Maybe I could try it. Let's try Chrome here. I think Chrome, yeah, because I'm in Chrome right now. Let's try it. And accept the domains here. Actually, I do not know how to install it on a phone right now, on my iPhone. I think I've done this before. I just don't know how I did it. I mean, I could maybe maybe I could install it, like install the rootkit for the computer onto here, drag it, drop it, right? It's a lot of work. I don't think it just allows you to do that. But on the old iPhone used to let you do this 100%. But this is Devlcon. Yeah. So enjoy it. This only cost me a little money, right? So technically, this is how interesting that is. Yeah, you never know. And now I haven't have an email fixture, so it's just up there. Devlcon. Yes, it's Devlcon.dev. Out of several jobs, I mean, you have so much time on your hands, right? So there's that. The potential of that is now installed on my computer at least. So for this, okay. So it is for this for only thing. Let's see if I can even switch here. I mean, it's not so easy on the GoDaddy or a website like IMDE, right? So I mean, that's old school. But let's see if I can go into the messages. For sure on the studio. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's not it. Well, maybe it's GoDaddy Studio or something now. Okay, this would be super easy, right? Right. Super easy. Okay. Let me try to log in. Literally. I'm tired right now. Got sleep doing a file the other day. It's the worst. I have another website here. It's called zerodecay.labs.org. So that's the website or the company I'm working with right now because I'm founding it, right? So I renamed my old company, whatever company name it was, and then I'm naming it now Zero Decay Labs because it's or collective because it's about the potential of keeping soundness direct. So it's like about like criminal justice, a little bit more like basic criminal justice, right? Which is to create development like fix of like helping avoid corruption, things like that, right? So that's a good way of suiting or putting it, right? So potentially that's why I'm doing that. So yeah, that's and then I have other stuff online too, but this is just a look into the development of this kit here. So there's that. I mean, I could also look into the Zero Decay labs.org. Well, I picked .org just because it's so not darn nice. Doesn't look like it lets me install it at all. So it's kind of a stubborn thing, but oh no, it does. Okay, even nicer because I like that a lot. A lot. I like that. Yeah. Okay. So it installed. Now I have Zero Decay Labs on here. You understand? Yeah. Okay. So now I have this, and it's like the nicest thing. I can even say hello, Austin. At Austin at m2i.org or .biz. Like you have like several jobs. You understand? Like hi. I am 25 plus, so I can rent a car. Like a good joke, right? Good job, Austin. Good job there. Or we can go and then we can install one more app here. You can install here. Try m2i.biz. Let's see. Actually, I don't think I can install that one because that's a straight up host. There's no host on there. There's just a straight potential. So potentially these are all good, right? It just they don't particularly do what I would consider anything. So, in TJR file, you might have a env file as well. So it's script in a binary, right? But the potential with that is that it's open canvas, right? So it only works on a categorical relationship. So that means it's not a solution. It means it's without bugs or viruses. It's only scripted through a file. Like a file would have to accept it, right? The loop there is when that script or binary file is used or written, basically kills all the programs that don't function like it, right? It's like a radio wave, right? But it's just powerful, right? Like a JavaScript file, right? But the potential there with the JavaScript file is like, if the script, could write right? If the script could write like the definition of like, 2 parts per million or something, right? It wouldn't do anything, right? So there's that. But yeah, there's that. But I've kind of lost my my train of thought there. But it is what it is. So it is what it is. So other than that, I mean, everything is all good there. That was the script file for Devlcon. Or no, I was going to look at the other, if I have any other websites, I could just throw a shout out there, right? I do not really have anything else that's still forwarded, so that's what they do. So it is what it is. So it's all good, all safe now. We have Zero Decay Labs on here. Obviously, if we wanted Zero Decay Labs on our phone, costs us a little bit more money, right? I'm just joking. I have no idea. I'll like drag and drop it, but it's there now. So, is the ache in the brain that you don't want? I have no idea. But that was about it. So, take of it what you will. So, zero. Let's Devlcon right there. So we'll just put there, and then let's see. In the file fix here, or screen in stream, or in the sharing. Is that the one? Yeah, that's the one. All right, so I was going to also show I got this badge. This is the capillary beverage badge. So, I mean, I've had one of these for blah, 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 before. Right. I had one before, and I was like so afraid of touching it, I didn't order it. So I was like, oh, will it have like, extermination kind of like, dust or like, white powder? And I was like, would it kill me, dissolve me? And I was like, no, it's fine. I went over there the other day at the Air and Space Museum. I was like, I can enjoy it. My friend is here. We'll go to the Space Museum. I went there. I didn't get it there. I ordered it, $6, It a nice thing with my name on the back, obviously. Patch it up. It's my patch, right? No. Yeah. No. Coaster? No. Yeah. No. Yeah. I don't know. It's a thing. But I have this, and that's interesting. So it's interesting. You're like, why are you so tired? Oh, I just like someone keeps waking me up. So there's that. But also potentially there's a lot of vision between this and there. I mean, the astronauts stuck in space for some reason right now is a whole lot of egress, right? Because they don't. There's not much they can do, right, to get out of this situation, right? There's alleviation, there's propagation, other fuel source, there's all sorts of things. I mean, the food too. I mean, they have crews coming up there, right, to get them or bring food to them, right? This happened like it never happened before. Okay, so all right. Other than that, I mean, I have this. And just unrelated. I'm just kind of like looking at technology right now, and one of those technologies was a bit loop, or kind of an Igral loop, right? So basically, what else had the same amount of function to it was a cup for Jewish ceremony, which was this 5.75 ounce cup here. So it has my name engraved on the bottom here. Obviously, you probably can't see it, but record or not record. So basically, this is it. It needs to be cleaned apparently with something, but it's good. I mean, it's what I needed here. Basically, it's a cup. It holds 5.75, basically, right? So it's a little liquid right now, so I just won't tilt it anywhere. It's to the brim. So basically, the cup there, it signifies like, factoring or remainder system that out of everything, right? So, I mean, take it from a grain of salt, right? So take it like, for example, I mean, you have one boundary versus another boundary, or, selective, concourse in difference of shapes or something, things like that, where you're reversing, axle speed or something like that, or something else like, a gravitational speed, right, might be a remainder, but then the remainder might be, executed differential, right? So the potential there is a whole lot of science and math. And I mean, if you've seen my other videos, you would understand how long you can go on for conjecture, right? It's like 4 hours of your time, 6 hours, 8 hours of your time, right? So, the potential there is, you could take small amounts. What's the smallest you can take out of something, right? So, if looking at like the computations and like kind of looking at functions or like gravity or functions of like kind of arrays, right? And arrays isn't a thing really. Arrays isn't really something you would modestly relate to one or two, right? It's just stuff, right? It just means 1 to 1, right? Or 2 to 2, right? Or 1 to 2, right? But the potential of the reality there is you take the function, right? There's gravity, there's function arrays, and then there's constant factors tell you have an array, but it's based on nothing, right? The function, the gravitational function of that array is fixed in variable bounds, right? Somewhat like alcohol. So the solution there is a differential, which has a limit power, right? Limit. So basically, looking through the numbers, I looked at the basis of this, resurrected limit. You could come up with something like concept. I was like, this is very interesting. I'll come up with concept. I took the development of the concept there, and then I took it. I was like, if I wanted to cross an array or barrier, and I'm still looking into the scientific example as like a formal hypothesis of this reasoning, right? How else would you form a hypothesis of reasoning? I don't know. Of mathematics, right? Proof. I have no idea. So the structure there is a loop, right? Constant. And that's the factoring of what might be considered general space or general development. And that's kind of an original theory or hypothesis, right? The potential there is if you loosen the matter or skeptic side, a human being can only hold 6 amount of something, right? Because it's set in 3 digits. It's like consumable energy, renewable energy, right? But the potential of population or exponential of that factor, if we were doing the reverse or just direct order of like 0 to limit, right, would be like 5.75. I was like, very, very interesting. So as concept, I'm trying to tie into this just for no reason, but I mean, for the reason of sound and art. So, I mean, take for the example, I have this album here. It's by me, right? It's 5.75. So I took an actual conversion method. It had to do with this file here, specifically the website, like the Devlcon, right? Or like the file script.fail. But the potential there is selective reasoning, which is like a resource, right? I take, for example, the A2 envelope. It's 5.75 in dimension per side, right? But the development is it's mountable, so it can be microscopes off, computer digitalization correct, right? I priced it as a FATE, like kind of rehabilitation is as like um, as low income and good as it can get, right? Because the potential is, an escalation versus a non-escalation. If you were to escalate something by curing something, you would be escalating it more than, right? So the potential there is, if you have less than, the potential is less, right? So that's kind of the limit. So if you limit yourself to 0, you still have to walk down. It's a hard, frustrating concept to presume, right? Because you can't be correct. You only can find a limit higher than the escalation point. So that's higher than 5.75. In theory, this is the potential of like atoms, right? Potential of structure, substance, right? So with that potential, I mean, there's different things. One thing comes to mind is like a Ramirez-Smith, right? Faraday, I've been like exploring a little bit of the technology, as sensors go, not so much hooking up, but just kind of looking at a material basis, right? The boundary is crossed by direct means, right? So that means any directional force would cause a directional force, basically, in this matter of sophistication. If you draw something greater than or less than, right, which is like an even or something on an axis that is like in space, right, the potential is a different, right? Like an alkaline solution would be sort of like that, right? It would be derivatives of those factors, right, which are like crossed non-contaminated things like a diamond, which is heavily saturated, right? Unless it's not, but then again, the hypothesis is still going, right? So I have this company, it's a labs company, right? Zero decay labs, and then the potential there is, I even got 6 grand salt. Why? Because basically on this level of thinking matter, right? It looks like the iPhone 16e came out right now. So looking at the potential of this like a looking glass theory, right? Or this concept, right? Labs or whatever or not, right? So the potential there is, a potential that's unique. So I thought it was very, very interesting at the same time. So potentially, it could all lead up, it could all lead down, right? But the limits are the same. I mean, most normal computers back then couldn't read limit math. They couldn't read, exponential fumigation bin files, right? So basically, it's very, very in the wrapper kind of distinct technology, right? I mean, ear and thumb, right? So that's what I mean. It's like ear and thumb. You're not doing much. It's kind of like Rainier's mouth, right? It kind of develops into that sensation of like hearing your inner consciousness through like tension or things like that. Your muscle privilege, like going, moving your mass, your CNS system kind of works with that kind of math. Like Faraday works with telecommunications or assortments in styles and biology, right? Kind of wrapper concept, or other things, right? So there's that potential there. So okay, so there's that potential there. So that's my badge there, and I've been working on these projects for a very long time. I would love to record them sometime to have them, keep them as a keepsake, so they don't just keep fucking dying as files. You know what I'm saying? Like a documentary or something would be interesting, right? So this is the thing I have here. A couple of beverage patch. It's got $6. Someday I hope to get the cup. I can't really pay $100 for that. Maybe go to a clay sculpting, make my own. But again, it has been patented by the company who makes it. So there is that. Did I know an individual, back in the day who I thought worked there, or worked with them, or something like that? His name's Chris. I think maybe. But the potential there is, evenness. So it is that. But out of all of that, it's an interesting stuff. So there's that right today. It's interesting. So, I mean, if you were ever to say like, your phone line was going to get cut, right? Or, somebody just literally cut your phone line and said, oh, you don't need a phone line anymore, right? You just kind of like say, well, not exactly. I need a phone line no matter what, right? So there's that potential, right? So, I mean, take of it, it is what it is, right? So potentially, when you develop something, you develop something. So if you don't develop something, you don't develop something. So, I mean, the reality there is, it's like a grain of sand, right? So the potential there is really equatable to about everything else. So that was the presentation for today. This is Devlcon.dev being created, and kind of how it can get installed on a computer now. So yeah, there you go. Thank you.